I'm going to create this look. It's called the Siren eye. I've done this a couple of times lately, and I really like the way that it makes my eyes look, especially if you're somebody who experiences some sagging. If you're hooded, this is going to be for you. But I'm going to use that plastic palette, and we're just going to start out with some of the light browns and set the base down for the eyes. I do want to get powder base down first. That's a neutral tone. So just do some sort of neutral color, which for me is Purchased. And that just makes it so the lid is really smooth for all the other product we're going to use. I always have to start with an eyeshadow base, because if it feels tacky and you put down a darker color, you're going to have a heck of a time trying to blend that out. I'm using Nip Tuck and just start building that. You know what I should do right now actually is add lip plumper and start prepping my lip. Dr. Laura Devgan, I think is how you say that, lip plumper. So let's just go in with a gold. I'm going to use Rumor Has It, which is that red color, and just work that into this corner here. And just remember, everything can be cleaned up. So if you have little things here and there that aren't perfect, just get what you need to get the look down and then worry about that at cleanup time. All right, I'm going to use the Ismaya, really fine point, super duper fine point. Use that for our liner. And the trick is going to be, this is really what you want to focus on. You want to have this pointing down. So you got to be really still and really precise. Point it down, point this down. Feels wrong, but it looks right when you're done, I promise. The trickiest part is the liner. So when you're hooded, you can do your liner all cute and then you look up and it looks like a check mark. It looks awful. So when you look up, kind of look ahead at where your skin is drooping. See this right here? So we're going to do it with the eyes open. First, just ignore the skin, go over it, and get the shape you need. Take this and kind of try to draw like a U, a small U. You know, I'm gonna have to get out my Epic ink. I like this for the inner corner because it's so skinny, but I need something that's got some major juice in it. And nothing has juice like the Epic ink. Okay, stay looking up. Fill it in, right? Just hold your breath. Don't do it for too long though. Don't pass out from doing your wing. All right, now it looks like doo-doo, right? Looking down looks ridiculous. This is why we're gonna swoop it in. Looking down as much as you can. Swoop it in and connect it. Even like turning to your side can help. Connect. And then if you have to use a little correction lining, pull it in a downward stroke. If you're doing it across or up, you can end up just making another line you have to fix. So if you're pulling it down, it will fill it without the risk of messing it up more. So now we've got the eye open, we've got the eye down. I feel like the line attaching this line to that needs to be a little bit thicker. We're going to do that with the eyes open again. You got to work in unison with your blink when you're doing any sort of black eyeliner. Real quick before I completely finish this eye too, I do want to point out that this side is less hooded, which is super annoying. Like if I could just have this over here, because I can do the line, the liner and everything. And since it doesn't sag like the other eye, I could be done right now. I could be completely done and have a lot more of a thin wing. But because this one is a bitch, I have to now make this match this. So this eye and this eye are not twins. So yeah, just keeping that in mind. If that's you, I feel you. Okay, liner is, my bangs are gonna be stuck like this now. Liner is done on both sides. I did have to kind of just correct this one a little bit because I like the look of this one. This is always my good eye and this is always my annoying eye. You can go over all of this with some black eyeshadow to set it, to keep it in place. But before I do that, because my skin's already exactly how I want it, I'm just going to do a light dusting of translucent. This will also just set my under eye, which honestly you can do this immediately after doing your concealer, just so that there's no creasing, because you don't want to set your creases. That way when you're doing black, you're not getting black on your eyes and on your face and all that hard work that you just did. You want to take a really flat brush, so something that can pack it down, a really flat paddle brush, and press it over the black eyeliner. It gets that shine off, so it looks more matte, but this can fill in gaps. You can even just go over your line, along your lash line. See, we got fallout. Thank God that translucent is there, or else I would go to wipe that away and it would smear across my makeup. And now we've got no fallout. Isn't that great? And we've got a really nice smooth under eye. Give it a couple squeezes and work it to the root, to the tip. Let's use the Vive mascara I just recently got. I do really like this mascara. Very nice. We're gonna do the lower lash first. I could do 1,000 coats, but I don't need to, because we're gonna do lashes. Ooh, I have some individuals. Whoa, I just got dizzy. I think the Johnny lashes from Melt, these ones, let's get this wrapper off. I think those will be good because they're half lashes. They've got some drama, because I want that, you know, just make sure you're pointing it a little bit upwards so that it goes with the liner, not pointing down. The lashes just make all the difference, don't they? They give it that, like, that's when you can like drop your eyes a little bit, get your resting bitch face on, and then you just look like you're about to strike like a snake. This YC collection, the San Juan, Aaron gave this to me, and it's the blackest black I've ever seen. This will give you that black smudge. Under eye controlled a little bit. Connect it to your thing and then soften the edge of the line. Lighten up pressure towards this so it just flicks towards the inner parts. But this is when you can also go in the waterline and it'll give even more of a sultry look. But I'm going to keep it naked so that it gives me more of an open eye look. If you do the waterline, it'll give you even more of a cat eye. Now that you have all of that on, this is when you can look at your eyeshadow and assess if you want to add some, clean something up. See where we've lost some of this deeper reddish burgundy color. So we're just gonna sweep that into this corner. I feel like the inner corner above the black could use a little brightening. This one right here, that would work. So just actually plastic. Give a little bit of life to the tear duct. Let's start out with a little bit of bronzer. This is Christian Dior's Forever Nude bronzer. I honestly don't want to do too much anything else to like the face, because the eyes are just so intense that everything else just needs to be really soft. One of my favorite current blushes is the Addiction Tokyo, and what's the color? Morning Doze or Days, but really complements a heavy eye. Look, you can do this with a mauvey rosy tone if that goes with your makeup better. I want to wear my new Vive lipstick, the Treasure. I'm really bummed that it's loose. Really bummed about that. I know I need to say something. I don't want to. I'm going to take the Velvet Sands. Loving this liner right now, you guys. Loving it. Actually, let me use my new sharpener. If you guys like me doing makeup looks from time to time like this, because I've been thinking of like ways to do videos that are, I poll and some of you answered some of the questions and you guys answered everything that I thought you would. So thank you for being so nice, because you guys were like, we love everything and make them longer if you want. And there was just some really nice, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I have a survey. So you can go check out the survey on my community tab. And that is a way for me to know what you guys want. Isn't that nice? It's a very like 60s lip look. 90s even. I mean, the nude lip just continues to make a comeback in a different way. We're going to blend the line out so it's just seamless. I've really not been doing highlight too much lately because I feel like it just shows texture and it shows imperfections on my skin. But if I do it really light in very controlled spaces instead of what I used to do where it's just all over my face, highlight brush, something a little more small and precision. Give it the smallest dusting because like I said, I used to be like all over here and all across here and up here and across my, you know what I mean? And it just doesn't flatter my skin. But I do like a glow. So I think a tiny bit on the high points of the cheek so that when you're moving around, people are like, ooh, your skin looks good. Smashbox Photo Finish Endurance Breathable Setting Spray. I miss working for Smashbox. I really liked my boss. She doesn't work after COVID. We all left and she left, and she was so good that I wouldn't want to work for anyone else, I don't think, because she just really let me be kind of my own boss in a way. Photo Finish Endurance Breathable. This is what the package looks like. Very cool. All right, so we can spray. Oh my God. Okay. Llama spit. I just got to really back up because I am terrified of getting my camera wet with setting spray. This is beautiful. I'm like in love with myself right now. Will you marry me? Yes, I do. So extra. There is the Siren eye. It's very similar to the fox eye. I think it's really pretty. If you're trying to do a fox eye, I would do the same thing, but use more like soft browns. You could make a smaller wing. Fox eyes look cute with faux freckles. There's just, if you want, I could do like a version of this, but fox eye next. And that would be a lot like more of a soft brown look, but not that fox eyes have to be soft brown. Just the Siren eye is all about just really getting into that like line that kind of points down and gives you that lifted look on the eyelids. And this is for somebody who has fairly saggy hooded eyes. Can you tell when you're utilizing the space above the lids, especially if you're pulling your eyebrows up, you give yourself more space to work with here. So my eyebrows are up here, which means I've got all that eye to play with. What do you think? Is this for you? Are you into the Siren eye? Now let's work on our RBF and work and work. I hope you guys enjoy this. If you want more makeup tutorials, please do let me know, and comment anything about this if you have questions. I actually love answering questions. So make sure you ask me any beauty and makeup questions that you have. Yeah, but that's it. Okay. See you guys on the next one.